Man, this timeline is crazy, man.
I know. So many things coming at one time.
Welcome back. A hearing is set for next Tuesday in the case for Sean Diddy Combs. This just days after jurors delivered a mixed verdict in his trafficking and racketeering.
The once untouchable empire of Sean Diddy Combs is crumbling, and now his children are being dragged into the chaos. What started as whispers of his legal troubles has exploded into a firestorm, and the front lines of this scandal now include his own family. For years, his children were shielded by the glitz and glamour of their father's empire. But now, the cracks are showing, and the public is beginning to question whether they were ever as innocent as they appeared. The most shocking development? Even Chance, the daughter who has long been considered the sweetheart of the family, is being implicated in allegations that could shatter her carefully cultivated image.
Are you surprised by the evidence that's already coming out in the criminal trial?
No, I'm not surprised. I experienced some of those things. Witnessed violence.
So Chance has always been portrayed as the quiet, grounded one, the daughter who stayed out of the spotlight, seemingly immune to the controversies that have plagued her father's career. But those days may be over. Industry insiders are buzzing about claims that Chance, far from being an innocent bystander, may have enabled some of the darker sides of Diddy's empire. What exactly does that mean? A bombshell statement from none other than Jaguar Wright, a voice known for exposing music industry secrets, added fuel to the fire by declaring that none of Diddy's children are entirely innocent. Could Chance's sweet demeanor have been a mask for something more complicit? The contrast is staggering, and the implications could unravel the last threads of the Combs family's reputation.
Well, the things that I experienced with him were monster-like. That stuff almost destroyed my life.
And then there are the twins, Jesse and Delilah. At just 17, they've already mastered the art of living in the public eye, strutting down red carpets, attending elite events, and posing for magazine spreads. Yet their glamorous appearances amid Diddy's legal turmoil have raised eyebrows, with critics calling their behavior tone-deaf and entitled. But that's just the surface. Rumors are swirling that these twins, often seen as the fun-loving party girls of the family, might have a much darker role behind the scenes. Several sources have speculated that Jesse and Delilah are acting as informants for their father, feeding him crucial updates about family dynamics during their jailhouse visits. Could these two be the ultimate insiders, keeping tabs on everyone and everything for Diddy's benefit? The twins' recent visit to the Metropolitan Detention Center in Brooklyn has only deepened the intrigue. According to reports, they traveled from Los Angeles specifically to see their father, accompanied by their late mother, Kim Porter's close friend Lala, who has been their caretaker. While this might seem like a heartfelt family reunion on the surface, some insiders have suggested that the visit had ulterior motives. Could this have been a calculated move to gather intel or even sway public sentiment in Diddy's favor? The idea that two teenage girls could be caught up in such a high-stakes game is both shocking and heartbreaking. And yet, the whispers persist.
Well, the things that I experienced with him were monster-like. That stuff almost destroyed my life.
The timing of their visit has also sparked questions. Just days before, Diddy's mother Janice publicly defended her son in a statement, calling him not the monster they've painted him to be. Was this coordinated messaging designed to soften the family's image as the trial unfolds? The twins' behavior during their father's incarceration has only added to the speculation. Despite the gravity of the charges against him, Jesse and Delilah have continued to post upbeat content on social media, showcasing a life of luxury and privilege. Critics have called their online presence a stark contrast to the seriousness of the accusations, accusing them of being out of touch. But could their actions be more strategic than they appear? Adding to the drama is the theory that Diddy's children are divided into factions. Some believe that Quincy, Justin, and Christian, the older sons, are united in their unwavering support for their father, while the younger daughters, including Chance and the twins, are navigating a more complex relationship. Just last year, Quincy and Christian were reportedly seen at Diddy's Beverly Hills mansion during a raid that uncovered disturbing evidence, including thousands of bottles of baby oil and other items linked to the infamous events central to the allegations. While the older boys appear to be standing firmly by Diddy's side, the younger generation seems caught in a web of personal loyalty and public scrutiny.
I thought he was this clean businessman who rise to the top because he was such a powerful and smart, educated man. I had no idea that he had this other side to him. And when I started to get exposed to his lifestyle, I started to really realize, like, this guy has an addiction. It's not just, once every few weeks, it's every day, every hour.
But it's not just family dynamics that are under the microscope. The shadow of Diddy's late partner, Kim Porter, looms large over the current scandal. The mother of 4 of his children, Porter's tragic passing in 2018 has been a source of endless speculation, with some claiming that her untimely demise was more than just a natural tragedy. Her demise was officially ruled as pneumonia, but conspiracy theorists and even close family friends like Al Bashir have suggested otherwise. Could her knowledge of Diddy's alleged misconduct have put her in harm's way? And if so, what does that mean for the children she left behind? The twins, Jesse and Delilah, have been particularly vocal about preserving their late mother's legacy. They've spoken publicly about how much they miss her and have even used their social media platforms to honor her memory. But this has done little to quell the rumors surrounding their father or their own involvement in the unfolding drama. Some industry insiders have even speculated that the twins might hold key information about their mother's final days. Information that could shed light on the darker corners of Diddy's empire. Could their recent behavior be an attempt to distance themselves from the growing scandal? Or is it part of a larger strategy orchestrated by their father?
So she testified, excuse me, that she was Diddy's ex-assistant. She said he her, sexually assaulted her in various ways multiple times. He exacted unbelievable violence against her, threatened her, one point allegedly threatened to take her phone and use anything on the phone.
And yet the most chilling question remains, how much do they know? If Jesse and Delilah truly are acting as informants, what secrets could they be keeping? Some have suggested that their visits to Diddy in jail are more than just familial support, that they're part of a calculated effort to protect the empire their father built. Others believe they're being used as pawns in a larger game, manipulated into roles they don't fully understand. Either way, the stakes couldn't be higher. Could this be the ultimate betrayal, orchestrated by the man who claims to love them most? But the silence from Quincy, Diddy's adopted son, is perhaps the most deafening of all. While his siblings have made public appearances, voiced their support, or at least maintained a visible presence, Quincy has chosen a different path, staying eerily quiet in the face of his father's spiraling scandals. Some see this as a bold act of defiance, a way to separate himself from the chaos and protect his career in Hollywood. But others whisper that Quincy's silence is more calculated, even sinister. Could he be holding on to secrets that the rest of the family is too afraid to share? Or is he simply distancing himself from the fallout to preserve his own future?
So we just got this new audio from the Diddy trial, and it is pretty explosive. This is audio of a voicemail that Diddy left to the Jane Doe who's been testifying in this trial for the last couple days. And he sounds really annoyed. It's talking about her maybe giving him the silent treatment, and his response is, I got a busy life, I can't be dealing with your silent treatment, and we gotta keep it.
What makes Quincy's silence even more striking is the rumored tension between him and Diddy's legal team. Speculation has grown that Quincy's refusal to publicly support his father wasn't just a personal choice, but a deliberate act to undermine the carefully crafted family narrative. According to industry insiders, this has led to heated discussions behind closed doors, with some even accusing Quincy of turning his back on the family. But is that really the case? Or could he be protecting himself from getting dragged into the legal storm that seems to be swallowing the entire Combs dynasty? After all, staying silent isn't the same as staying uninvolved. The real question is, what does Quincy know, and why isn't he saying anything? Adding to the intrigue is Quincy's own career trajectory. As an actor and musician, he's worked hard to carve out an identity separate from Diddy's overwhelming shadow. From starring in films like The Holiday Calendar to his music ventures, Quincy has always been seen as the independent one, the son who could thrive without relying on his father's name. But in the midst of this scandal, his independence feels more like isolation. Could Quincy be using this opportunity to finally break free from Diddy's influence? Or is his silence a form of quiet rebellion, a way of saying, I won't be anyone's pawn? The tension is palpable, and it's hard not to wonder, is Quincy's silence a protective shield or a ticking time bomb?
You had day 17 on the Diddy trial as the biggest one yet. Guess what? Bingo, you won, because today was probably the most eventful day as far as things that happened that were said on the stand, and most importantly, things that the judge said, because Diddy almost got kicked out of his own trial.
And then there's Lala, the woman who has stepped in as caretaker for the twins, Jesse and Delilah, since their mother, Kim Porter's passing. On the surface, she seems like a loyal friend, someone who has taken on the enormous responsibility of guiding two teenage girls through unimaginable challenges. But whispers from those close to the family suggest that Lala's role might not be as innocent as it appears. Could she be playing a double game, protecting the twins while also shielding Diddy's secrets? Or worse, could she be enabling the very behavior that has drawn so much criticism toward Jesse and Delilah in recent months? Rumors have surfaced that Lala has been helping the twins maintain their high-profile lifestyle, even as their father's empire crumbles. From glamorous photo shoots to exclusive events, the twins seem determined to live as though nothing has changed. But who is funding this lifestyle, and why? Some insiders claim that Lala has been quietly managing the twins' public image, ensuring that they stay in the spotlight while carefully avoiding any direct association with Diddy's legal troubles. Is this a genuine act of care, or is Lala helping to orchestrate a distraction, keeping the focus on the twins' glittering lives while the family's darker secrets remain hidden? The speculation doesn't stop there. A few sources have even suggested that Lala's involvement might go deeper than anyone suspects. Could she be acting as a bridge between the twins and Diddy, relaying information or even helping to coordinate their visits to him in jail? If so, what information is being exchanged, and why? The idea that Lala might be more than just a caretaker adds another layer of complexity to an already tangled web. Is she a protector, a puppet master, or something in between? And how much of her loyalty lies with the twins, and how much with Diddy himself?
I'm Eva Pilgrim. Thanks for streaming with us. Incredibly graphic testimony today in the Sean Diddy Combs trial. And we have to warn you, some of what you hear
But as the pressure on the Combs family continues to mount, there's a growing sense that the siblings' loyalty to their father could be masking a deeper, more volatile tension within their ranks. Behind the public smiles and carefully curated social media posts, cracks may already be forming in the family's united front. Chance, once considered the quiet, grounded daughter, has reportedly been feeling increasingly isolated from her siblings, particularly the twins, Jesse and Delilah. Insiders have noted that while the twins are often seen together at glamorous events, Chance is frequently absent, leading some to wonder whether internal family dynamics are to blame. Could the uneven treatment among the siblings be sowing seeds of resentment that will one day boil over?
In charge. And a lot of people saying it's square peg, round hole, that we know that there are multiple jurors on both sides. It's not just one holdout, that on racketeering, they are stuck. But they have reached a decision on trafficking as it results with
The twins, by contrast, have enjoyed a privileged position within the family. As the youngest daughters of Diddy and the late Kim Porter, they've been shielded from much of the fallout surrounding their father's scandals. Their lifestyle, filled with luxury vacations, exclusive parties, and high-profile photo shoots, has drawn criticism for its tone deafness, but it has also highlighted the stark differences in how Diddy's children are treated. Some have suggested that Diddy's favoritism toward the twins has created an unspoken hierarchy within the family, leaving Chance and even their older brothers feeling sidelined. If this imbalance continues, could it lead to a full-blown rift among the siblings? The strain of their father's legal troubles may already be exposing these underlying fractures. While the older siblings like Quincy and Christian have largely stayed out of the spotlight during the scandal, the twins have remained defiantly visible, posting on social media and maintaining their image of carefree glamour. This contrast in behavior has raised eyebrows, with some speculating that the twins' public displays are a subtle assertion of their place in the family hierarchy. Meanwhile, Chance's growing silence has only fueled rumors that she feels alienated, not just from her father, but from the family as a whole. Could this perceived divide be the first sign of a larger breakdown within the Combs dynasty?
This is the flight where Diddy said to her,
showed her
she
the video,
testified
showed her
that
the freak-off video.
he showed her a video of a freak-off that she participated in and said, if you don't participate in another freak-off when we get to New York, I'm gonna put this video out. I'm gonna send it to your mother.
And that's coercion.
She testified
if it's true.
to that.
If the jury
they believe her,
yeah,
that's coercion.
That's
they would
Adding to the tension is the question of allegiance. As the family faces increasing scrutiny, the stakes for each sibling couldn't be higher. Will they continue to stand by their father, knowing that doing so might taint their own reputations? Or will they begin to prioritize their own futures over family loyalty? The twins, with their strong social media presence and seemingly unshakable bond, appear to have aligned themselves closely with Diddy's legacy. But Chance, with her quieter and more introspective approach, seems to be carving out a different path. This divergence in priorities could set the stage for a dramatic fallout, one that might pit sibling against sibling in a bid to survive the implosion of their father's empire. Then there's the psychological toll of being part of such a fractured family. Growing up under the shadow of a larger-than-life figure like Diddy was never going to be easy, but the added pressure of his legal troubles has turned their lives into a public spectacle. For Chance, the weight of being the outsider may be pushing her further into isolation, while the twins appear to thrive in the spotlight. Perhaps emboldened by their privileged upbringing, this contrast in coping mechanisms could eventually lead to resentment on both sides. How long can they maintain the illusion of unity before the cracks become impossible to ignore?
We are following breaking news out of New York City. The jury in the Sean Diddy Combs racketeering, conspiracy, and trafficking trial has reached a verdict on 4 of the 5.
As the Combs family navigates this storm, one chilling question remains. Could the ultimate collapse of Diddy's empire come not from his legal battles, but from within his own family? The siblings' loyalty to their father is undeniable, but loyalty has its limits. And when those limits are tested, the fallout could be catastrophic. If the family's internal dynamics continue to unravel, we may be witnessing not just the downfall of a music mogul, but the implosion of a dynasty built on secrets, power, and betrayal. As the scandal deepens, the fractures within the Combs family grow harder to ignore. With each passing day, it becomes clearer that this is not just a legal battle, it's a power struggle. A fight for control over an empire that is teetering on the brink of collapse. And at the center of it all is the question of loyalty. Who is standing by Diddy, and who is quietly stepping away? Are the family's actions driven by love and unity, or by self-preservation?
The government essentially said that Sean Combs led a criminal enterprise for his desires, that he tried to cover up crimes, that he was the leader of this criminal enterprise, and that he committed at least two that they believe of these elements that are part of the racketeering conspiracy.
The public can't help but speculate. Is Quincy truly breaking free from his father's shadow, or is he just biding his time, waiting for the right moment to reveal what he knows? Are Jesse and Delilah innocent teenagers caught in a storm they don't fully understand, or are they playing a more active role in protecting their father's legacy? And what about Chance, the so-called sweetheart of the family, whose recent actions suggest she might not be as uninvolved as we all thought? Even Lala's motivations remain a mystery. Is she the glue holding this family together, or the thread that could unravel it all? With so many unanswered questions and so many lives hanging in the balance, one thing is clear: this is more than just a celebrity scandal. It's a family drama of epic proportions, a saga of power, betrayal, and survival under the harshest spotlight imaginable. And as the Combs dynasty continues to unravel, we're left wondering, how far will they go to protect their empire? Will they stand together or sacrifice each other to save themselves? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Until next time, stay tuned, stay curious, and remember, in the world of fame and fortune, nothing is ever as it seems.